Back come the Kings. Keane across the line, almost gets away free into the slot, but loses it before he can get a shot off. Monroe across to his D partner. Up to, Secor just dodges a check there. And it's down into the Kings zone. It comes to the side of the net. It's now in behind the net, on the net, I believe now. So the play is blown dead. Rylan Holder, netminder for the KV Kings. Down at the other end, Liam Oxner mans the pipes for the Halifax Accel Hawks. Hawks get it off the draw. Como looks to try and find somebody in front and can't. The Kings will break it back out the other way. Coming across the line is Johnson. Johnson stops at the top of the circle, gets a shot away. That's blockered away by Oxner. Now comes Flame. Flame leaves it for Lowen. Lowen gets it up to Como. Como with a shot, and that'll be held by Holder. With 13:24 left in the first period. Looks like we got two fresh leg teams here. A lot of jump early on, both ways. Shot from Phillips is blocked, and that'll come out into the neutral zone. Just cleared down, no icing on the play, and Holder will leave it there for Melanson. Melanson tries to get clear control of it, gets it up the wall, but it'll be held in there by the Hawks. We're going to get our first penalty of the game here. Looks like it's going to go to the Kings. So we're going to get a hit to the head. So we'll see the Halifax Hawks. Dalton Dunn's going to go off for 2 minutes for contact to the head. Heard the referee give a little explanation to the coach of the KV Kings that just rode up. So not an intentional, but with the emphasis put on stopping it, it's going to lead to 2 minutes. Hawks set it up. Barron gets it down to Landry. Landry into the middle, comes across. Nice little play as Landry got it into the middle. And Casso found Merritt. But Holder holds the fort. I'll try not to use that pun too often to this evening. Battle along the wall on the far side. Kings come up with it, and it'll be dumped down as Thomas Monroe back come the Hawks. They won't get it in cleanly, and it'll be sent back into their zone. They'll regroup and try and find another way. Phillips gets it in the middle. Phillips across the line. Gets around his defender, puts a shot wide. Did a game for the Hawks yesterday, and Phillips with a couple of goals in that game. It's dumped up. That's going to be icing against the Hawks, as there's 58 seconds left in the penalty to Dunn for the Kings. So 58 seconds left on the power play for Halifax Hawks, but they'll have to start it off in their own zone, as that's where the face-off is after that icing play. Off the draw, Kings get a little bit of possession. Keegan Gilbert was in there forechecking, couldn't keep control, but they'll set back as the Hawks come. Consmuller across the line, leaves it for Drysdale. Drysdale tries to curl but can't maintain possession. Kings get it, and they'll just lift it down the ice with 30 seconds left in the penalty. Battle right in front of us here, and Tolliver comes away with it for the Hawks. Consmuller over to his D partner. And it's cleared back down as there's only now 10 seconds left in the penalty to the Kings. Tolliver gets it knocked off his stick, and we're back to even strength. Hawks get it in, though. Comes, all alone in front of the net was Flame, but couldn't get as good on this puck. Elliott gets it up to Scott. Scott had a bit of room as the defense pairing was changing. He'll get the shot on, and that'll be held by Oxner. As Scott had a lot of room, but that was just because defenseman was changing, so was able to get back into the play rather quickly, coming off the bench. Looking to clear there, but it's knocked down by the Kings. Scott throws it into the middle. Keane couldn't get a hold of it cleanly. And a shot just goes wide, low and wide from Merritt. Just dumped off the boards and out into the neutral zone. The Hawks regroup. Merritt picks it up at center, across the blue line. Merritt fires a shot. That's kicked aside by Holder. Merritt still on it. Gets it back to Abbott at the point. Winds and just puts it into the corner. Drysdale managed to outwork two Kings players, but can't come away with the puck. Almost held into the line there by Barron. Now the Kings will look to move out with some speed. They'll get a change in while they're at it, but it's going to go all the way down for icing. So 9:27 left here in the first period. Still no score between the KV Kings out of New Brunswick. That's Kennebecase's Valley Kings. I'll stick with KV. It's shorter that way. Hawks have it in the corner. In the feet of Plendowski. He comes away with it though. Looks to the point to Lowen. Lowen just puts one towards the net. It's picked up by the Kings and they'll look to get it out. Coming out is Johnson. Across the line, he'll push it into the corner and go to Chase. He's first on it. Johnson with a head full of steam. Now the Hawks look to get it out. It's going to be held in momentarily. Now Secord on it, along with Adams. Secord gets it, goes top shelf with a backhander over the blocker of Oxner. And the KV Kings are out to a 1-0 lead here with 8:40 left in the first period. Andrew Secord picked up the puck, drove the net, and managed to put it up in the top shelf in a hurry over the blocker of Liam Oxner. So a 1-0 lead here for the no assists on the goal by Secord. But a great play by the Kings as they managed to keep it in. Give Johnson some credit. Johnson helped keep that play alive. Started it off with some great speed to get the entry into the zone. But Secord with a great backhand to get it up in a hurry to give the Kings a 1-0 lead. Kings with it again. Bellamy has it at the point. Gets it across to Dixon. Dixon shot. That'll be held on by Oxner for a face-off to his left. So 7:51 left here in the first period. KV Kings with a 1-0 lead over the Halifax Accel Hawks. In what's been a fast-paced game so far. Hawks just chip it out into the neutral zone. Merritt is forechecking hard, but the Kings get it down and force the Hawks to come back from their own zone. Elliott forechecking, gets it in behind the Hawks net. Out comes Phillips. Phillips drives wide, looks to put it in front. Nobody there for the Hawks. Kings will push back. Up, and Gilbert just lifts it high into the zone. Oxner knocks it down, and the Hawks will look to break out. They get it out to the neutral zone, but they'll lose possession. Back comes McGregor across the line. It's got Tolliver going to the net. Sorry, that's Drysdale. It's just chipped out of the zone by Adams. All the way down into the Hawk zone. Secord now. Pressure's Barron, but he uses his speed to get all the way back up to the King zone. Drives wide, looking for somebody in front. Comes back to Abbott. Abbott's shot goes high. And that's going to be shot down the ice. It's going to be icing if it has enough. And it won't. Some good speed in this game. Tolliver makes a nice move to avoid a check. Comes across the line, leaves it for Flame. Flame's shot is off the blocker of Holder. Tolliver loses it, and back come the Kings out of their own zone. Don't get it any further than center, and back comes Tolliver. Can't get a good shot away as he was twisting and turning. Some nice moves there as Keane gets out of his own zone. He'll dump it in, and the Kings will change. 5:20 left in the first period. Phillips along the near side, looks into the center, can't connect with Landry there. Now the Kings look to get it out again. Up at center, Dunn. Can't get it in the zone. And comes back to McCluskey. Now Elliott has it at center. He'll chip it in and take a hit for his own good. Melanson steps up, trying to hold it in. Dunn watching Melanson's point position. Stops it at the neutral zone so they can get it back in. Trying to get a change in here. Nice hit by Secord. As he saw Barron trying to take advantage of the change with all the space. But Secord stopped him dead. Huisman chips it in and go to chase. He picks it up in the near corner, sends it back behind the net for Johnson. Adams on it now for the Kings. Battle in behind. Johnson comes out with a backhander. Can't come around the net. Nobody in front to put it home. Here's Drysdale. Loses possession. And it's back into the Hawks zone. Some of them calling for too many men as there's a bit of a sloppy change as the puck just found its way to the door of the Hawks. Tolliver brought down as he tried to get in behind the defenseman. Puck is under somebody down there. Nobody's quite sure. But we'll get a stoppage in play. Some great action here between the Halifax Accel Hawks and the KV Kings. 3:37 left in the first period. 1-0 lead for the Kings. Face off to the left of Holder. Puck just squeaks out as Lowen couldn't hold it in. It'll be chipped back in. Kings, Bellamy around his own net. Looking for somewhere to go with it. Eludes a check. Momentarily gets to his D partner Dunn. And a big hit there as Flame rolled over Dixon. Bellamy circling, looking for a place to go with it. He'll get away from Como, all the way into the Hawk zone. Doesn't get it deep though. Bellamy still on it, looking for somebody in front of the net, and there's nobody there except for Arlo Merritt. Merritt gets it up to Flame. Don't know if he was quite ready for that one as he was moving towards the center. And the Kings try to keep it in. Secord can't hold it. And the Hawks will just dump it down. Rylan Holder sees Drysdale coming in. He's going to put a glove down on it. Sorry, that's Arlo Merritt. He's going to put a glove on it, and there'll be a face-off to his left with 2:33 left in the first period. My name's Joel McDougall. I'm bringing you all the action here on Rink A at the 2016 East Coast Ice Jam. Phillips with a shot off the face-off, and that's blockered away by Holder. You can follow me at Highly_touted. Let me know if I'm getting the names wrong, if I'm where you're watching from. Would love to hear it. This is the Hawks now. Look to get a little bit of zone time. Barron with a shot. That doesn't make it through the maze of bodies in front. Landry puts it back to Barron again. He'll try another time. That one high and gloved down by Rylan Holder. 6 shots so far this period for the Hawks. Holder seen them all. 2:05 left to play here in the first period. Face-off won by the Kings in their own zone. They can't hold possession, though. It'll be kept in by the Hawks. Down low, that's Drysdale. Takes a bump behind the net. Still keeps the puck, though. Tries to spin out. Plendowski there as well. Comes out to the line where it's held in by our Abbott. Drysdale again. He loses it. And back come the Kings. Tried to get it up to Dunn. That didn't work, but it'll get deep into the Hawk zone. Comes off the wall where Plendowski will skate up. Plendowski moves it to the middle. Nobody there. Ooh, and a hit from Drysdale. Looks like we're going to get a penalty here. As Drysdale made it, taking his man in from behind. Goalie gone to the bench. Extra attacker out for the Kings. As Scott takes it up ice. Scott takes it all the way. Tries to drop it back for Keene. But he won't get possession, and the Hawks will touch it up, and that'll give the referee the chance to make the call. And they're going to give him 2 minutes to Drysdale for roughing. Andrew Drysdale off for 2 minutes or left. 1:02 left here in the first period. Big chance for the Kings here now on the power play to try and see if they can't stretch this lead. McCluskey back to Bellamy at the point. Bellamy's shot hits the leg and goes to the corner. McCluskey will hold it in at the line. Little stop move, gives himself some space. Down to Scott, who just backhands it down behind the net to Keene. Keene behind the net, and the net's off, which has not been unusual here at the Ice Jam. .139 left in the penalty to Drysdale of the Hawks. Face-off won by the Kings, and McCluskey has it. Plays a little catch with Scott, and it'll come out of the line. McCluskey. Phillips took the puck away, but he's going to go off for hooking. And we're going to get a 2-man advantage here for the Kings for 1:27. As Phillips, in trying to back check, got his stick up into the hands of McCluskey. So 2-man advantage here for 1:27. 29 seconds left here in the first period. Big opportunity here for the Kings. As Secord will take it up across the line. Waits for his teammates to get in. Bellamy at the point. Comes across here to Weisman. Weisman with a shot off the glove of Oxner. Nobody could get onto the rebound. Keane puts it across. Shot up high on Oxner. Drops down. Rebound is there for Caleb Keane, who knocks it in with 3.3 seconds left in the period. Few opportunities there for the Kings, as they had a glorious chance there moments ago. Oxner got a glove on it, capped it out, but then just too much activity and not enough bodies as the Kings swarmed the net. Got to that loose puck first, and Caleb Keane makes it a 2-0 Kings lead late in the first. And that'll be the first period. The Kings will still be on the power play for 1:31 once the second period starts off.
Valley Kings' second goal of the game, scored by number 15, Ryan Scott, assisted by number 91, Andrew Secord, and number 2, Ben Huseman.
All right, so my bad. The official announcement is giving the goal to Ryan Scott. So we get set to get back underway here for the second period. Hawks coach Kevin Mitchell gave his team their marching order. Wants to see more shots to the net. Had 6 shots in the first period. To the KV Kings, 7 shots, and of course 2 goals. The big number up on the board for the Kings. Ryan Scott with the latest, with a 2-man advantage late in the third to give the Kings a 2-0 lead as we're set to get underway here in the second period. Sampson wasted no time in dumping that down, and back come the Kings. McCluskey up across the blue line, stops at the top of the circle, puts it down low, where Keane gets onto it, behind the net. Keane with a nice little bit of stick handling, gets it back to Bellamy at the point. Can't handle it cleanly, so he puts it down to McCluskey. McCluskey puts it back to Secord here on the near wall. He tries a little give and go, it's denied the pass. Comes out in front still. Net is off, with 43 seconds left in the penalty to Phillips. The Hawks kept them to the outside there. Face off to the right of Oxner. Kings control off the face-off. Johnson. Shot hits Tolliver's in his equipment. Manages to find it, and it drops down, and he'll shoot it down the ice. 20 seconds left in the penalty to Phillips. Bellamy stops his rush. Gets it across to Huisman. Huisman in the quarter. He's bodied off the puck. Scrum down in the near corner. His time ticks off. Phillips' penalty's now over. He's out of the box. Kings look to push it back to the point, but the defenseman had left the blue line. Now it's a 2-on-1. Phillips finds Tolliver off the post. Drysdale had a glorious opportunity there, but wrung it off the post. They thought they had scored. Phillips out of the box with a glorious opportunity. Set up Drysdale, but couldn't beat the iron. Back come the Hawks. Landry across the line. Merritt with the shot, and that's kicked away by Holder. It's held into the line. Landry battles Weisman in the corner. Phillips in there as well. Merritt comes away with it. Couldn't get out for a good shot as they still battle low. Long battle there. The referee's obviously letting them try and move it. And he'll lose a bit of patience and decide to call that one. 12:08 left here in the second period. Glorious opportunity for the Hawks to get themselves back to within one. Rung it off the iron was Arlo Merritt as Phillips came out of the box to start the 2-on-1. But it's still a 2-0 lead for the Kings. McGregor has it behind the net. Puts it all the way across. A shot there from Sampson, and that goes wide. McGregor leaves it behind the net to Drysdale. Drysdale puts it to Blendowski, but it gets to McGregor, whose shot is deflected, goes wide. And we have another stoppage, just the net's off, so a little bit of pushback here from the Halifax Hawks early in the second period. Hawks win the faceoff. Back to Consmuller. Consmuller's shot. Stopped by Holder, and he'll smother it for another faceoff. Another faceoff coming to the left of Rylan Holder. Bellamy looks to get it up to Scott. He just chips it into the neutral zone. Now Scott bodies Como off, but Tolliver skates onto it. Comes to Elliott on the far side. He'll skate it out. Gets to the red line, spins and loses control. Back comes Tolliver, just out of his reach. Now come the Kings. Here's Keane across the line. Leaves it for Scott. Scott stops up, back to the point to Bellamy. Back down to Keane. He's bodied off the puck, and the Hawks will come back. But Keane with a nice back check makes it difficult for Flame. Drysdale with the shot. That hits up high on. And they're going to take. We're going to get a penalty against the Kings. It's going to be delay a game. Isaac Dixon. I think Dixon saw the net was knocked off a little bit and decided to make sure the ref could see it, so he knocked it off all the way. But all the ref saw was him knock it off. And that's going to be 2 minutes for delay a game. And a big penalty as the Hawks have been coming on here in the second period, down by 2 to the KV Kings. And the Hawks win the faceoff, but a little too cleanly, and they shoot it all the way back down to their own zone. So delay a game for Dixon. And 2 minutes of power play for the Hawks. As in comes Merritt. And that net's off again. So face off coming up in the Kings zone. As the net, they try and do some repairs to it. Not sure what they're going to be able to do, as this has been a little bit of a recurring theme here at the Ice Jam. It's a delicate balance to find that where the nets will come off, as they should if there's a heavy impact, but at the same time that they're not going to come off at every little jostle. Lowen has it at the point. Moves it across to Sampson. Sampson down to Merritt on the half wall. Merritt steps in, looks to get a shot. That won't get through. Clearing attempt is off a leg, and the Hawks will keep it in. Sampson down to Landry. Landry looks to go to the middle. That's knocked down. Sampson's shot goes wide. Phillips now with it behind the net. He'll take it to the far wall. Back to Sampson. Little give and go. Phillips in. Another little give and go, but his shot fans on it. Sampson holds it at the line. His shot goes wide. Phillips now puts it down to Landry. Comes around to Merritt at the half wall. Up to Sampson. Back to Merritt. Kings get a stick on it. Almost disrupts it out. Sampson fires a shot. That goes low and wide. Moved into the middle. Nobody there for the Hawks. And the Kings will get it down. And 30 seconds left in the delay game penalty. 9:05 left in the second period here. Kennebecasis Valley Kings up 2-0 over the Halifax Accel Hawks. Hawks looking to try and get something on this power play. Only 12 seconds left. And having trouble getting it up ice. Penalty now over. We're back to 5-on-5. Kings slow in getting somebody back into the play, though. Scrum along the wall here right in front of us. Keys comes away with it. He steps around to checker at the blue line. Stops, looking for an option here. Can't find one. Comes back to Scott. His shot goes low and wide. Bellamy steps in to hold it in. Keys with it in front, looking for Scott, who fanned on his shot attempt. Bellamy stops it at the line. Puts it down to Keys. Keys tries to step around his man and into the middle. Can't quite make it. Dunn picks it up, though. Into Scott. Scott's got some space. Back to Dunn. Sorry, Keene. That's Scott now in the corner. Leaves it there for Keene. Down to Scott. Scott tries to put it out. Sliding play there from Barron. Disrupts that pass. And it's held against the wall. 4 players battling, trying to move it out. Barron just trying to hold it there. Hawks probably getting a little tired here. Long time in the defensive zone. Now comes Keene. Keene can't get the shot away as he tried a little drop and drag. That's just going to be shot down for icing as the Hawks are tired and they need to get off. So strong shift from the KV Kings as they hold it in the Hawks zone. And they'll get another face-off here with 6:46 left in the second period. Still 2-0 for the Kennebecasis Valley Kings. Goals from Scott and Secord. I mean, it looks like we have a Hawks player down. And they're calling for somebody to come out. No indication of any penalty on the play. Haven't seen the number of who it is. Trainer out there quickly, though. Let's see, Flames out there. So is Tolliver. Might be Como. No, Como's there. Probably a defenseman. And the Halifax Hawks coach is very adamant when wanting to speak to the referee here. Probably wondering what happened on this play, and you can see the referee was pointing to his hip as if to indicate either that was what the hit was, but I'm just watching the player down, working his hip a little bit, and it is Lowen. Trainer's got him up on his knees, had him working that right hip. So Noah Lowen is the player down. Looks like he's about to get up on his own here. Good sign to see. Getting helped off with the assistance of a couple of his teammates. Certainly looks to be favoring one side of his legs there. Looked like the right leg, the right hip that the trainer was having him work as they were down there. So good to see one that he's up. Onto the bench, walks to a seat on his own. He'll get a little bit more attention, and we're back underway here with 6:29 left in the second period. Chance here now as Landry streaks down, loses control of the puck in his feet. Otherwise might have had Phillips streaking to the net. Hawks keep control. Phillips at the side of the net, looking in front, across the Merritt. What a save by Rylan Holder as Phillips found Merritt cross crease, and Holder comes across to save the day. And the Kings just ice it. But another glorious chance for the Hawks is stopped by Rylan Holder, who has been sharp all game. Probably his best save right there, though. Rylan Holder from Sussex. 11 shots, 11 saves so far for Holder. The Hawks have had some good opportunities. One post has been hit, but then another 10-bell save that we just saw right there. And the Kings look to turn it up ice. Johnson coming across center. Chips, tries to chase. He's knocked down by Casso, and then as he tries to put it deep, they're offside. .5:31 left here in the second period. 2-0 still the lead for the Kennebecasis Valley Kings. McCluskey turning back into his own zone, tries to go off the glass, gets it up to Scott, who chips it up to Keene. He's met by a couple Hawks. And then Scott's brought down. Hawks player's stick was found at his feet, but no call from the ref. Scott with a big heavy hit in the corner. Keene spins off a check there as they battle on the near wall, and it comes to McCluskey. Just fires one in, and that's blockered into the corner by Oxner. Sampson, couple little moves to evade some of the Kings, and he'll just put it up off the wall, and it comes out. McCluskey spins up off the wall and down the ice. Merritt was behind McCluskey and comes in front. Another nice save by Holder, as Mateo Flame had a glorious chance right in front, but Holder got across to block it. And then McCluskey bodied Flame into the net. So the chances are coming for the Hawks. 4:28 left here in the second period. But Rylands, a holder in the fort. Yeah, I know, they're bad, I'm trying. Johnson just chips it down the ice. That's going to be icing here against the Kings.
We would like to thank the following sponsors: CCM, the Conco Area, Maritime Hockey League, PMO, Sports and More, Hampton Inn Suites.
Looking to see, good to see Noah Lowen back up off the chair. Looks like he's ready to take a regular shift. Good to see. Great to see the attention that he got right away. All the teams now have somebody on hand for such a situation. As we're set for the face-off in the Kings zone. And the Kings come away, and Keane just pushes into the corner, and he'll go to chase it. Phillips, nice little chip into the middle, and it's picked up by Merritt. He's got a head of steam and Landry with him. Crisscrossing with Landry. Gets knocked off the puck by Bellamy, and Bellamy will turn it back for the Kings. Up to Scott. Scott, just out of his reach. Phillips was in behind the defense for the Kings, but nobody could find him. They're calling icing there. Looked like Scott got a piece of that, though, at the red line. Clearly the linesman didn't think so. .3:30 left here in the second period. Shots 12-9 in the game for the Hawks. Score 2-0 for the Kings. Sampson within his own zone. Up to McGregor, who just chips it to Plandowski. Kings have it in the Hawks zone. Dunn just fires a backhander towards the net as Keane was in the area. Keane battles with Sampson and Plandowski when it comes down to Dunn, who tried to center it, but there was nobody there. Now Dean and Keane, sorry. And back come the Hawks as Drysdale fans on his pass attempt at center ice. He'll lose it, and the Kings will now turn it back up. Comes Weisman. Across the line. He's got Keane in the slot. To Keane, his shot low and on the ice, and that's kicked out by Oxner. Tolliver now, across the red line, across the blue line, into the slot. His shot off a leg, up into the netting. And we'll get a face-off with 2:14 left here in the second period. Great action at both ends here, folks, for the 2016 East Coast Ice Jam. Bell Aligned is a proud supporter of amateur sport in Atlantic Canada. Is pleased to be broadcasting all games of the 2016 East Coast Ice Jam on TV1 Online. TV1 is available on Channel 1 and 401 on Bell Alliant Fiber Up TV and online at bellalliant.ca/TV1. Bell Alliant, there's more to love with Fiber Up. The Hawks dump it in and they'll go to chase. Como picks it up on the near side. He's bodied there by Scott, but gets it down to Flame. Tolliver now skates onto it. Battle behind the net. Puck comes free, and now Keys will pick it up. Going to be a penalty here on the play. And it looks like they're going to take the two of them. We're going to get coincidentals. No, it's going to be an extra. Going to be an extra 2. Looks like a hit to the head on Tolliver for the Hawks. Tanner Tolliver going to be called for the hit to the head. A little bit of discussion here. So Tanner Tolliver picks up the double minor for a hit to the head. Kings also picking up a penalty. Maybe a retaliation likely on that play, as the play had started to move up ice. Secord now with it. So 1:15 left here in the second. Bellamy with a shot that goes hard, low and wide. Kings now on the power play. Keene spins away from a check. Ends up losing a stick, the Hawks defender did. Into the middle. Secord just couldn't get a good shot away, and it's fired down the ice. 50 seconds left in the period. Kings will move it up ice with speed. Dunn turns at the circle. In front, there's Keene off the post. Secord found Keene with all kinds of time. Beat Oxner, but couldn't beat the post. Bellamy now with a hard shot. That goes off a leg onto Oxner. Bellamy's going to step up and try and keep it in. It's going to go over the boards into the Kings bench. Chances at both ends. As the Kings hit a post of their own here late in the second period. 20 seconds left to go here in the period. Scott now with it. Scott can't get a shot through the maze of legs. Johnson has it in the corner. 5 seconds left. Johnson with it. Just puts it back down in the corner, and that'll do it for the second period here. Shots are even at 12. The score is not. 2-0 is the lead for the KV Kings here at the East Coast Ice Jam as they lead the Halifax Accel Hawks after 2 periods of play. We'll be back for the third period in just a few moments. welcome back as we're just set to get underway here for a big third period between the Halifax Accel Hawks and the KV Kings. Kings are up 2-0 as we start the third. They're also on the power play for another 15 seconds. A lot of that'll be killed off here as Sampson just drives it down into the Kings zone. We're back to even strength as Bellamy crosses the line for the Kings. Oh, linesman gets knocked down as Keys takes out Phillips. Huisman turns, gets it to Bellamy, and up into the neutral zone. Bellamy now up to Keys. Keys can't hang on to it. That's a little bit of a lost puck here in center ice as we try to get this third period underway. And it's just dumped into the neutral zone as both teams just kind of feel each other out. Andrew Secor now loses it as he crosses the blue line and into the slot. Now comes a 2-on-1. Nope, sorry, 2-on-2. Defender just coming in off the bench. Consmuller just throws it towards the net, but it doesn't make it as it's knocked down there. Johnson tried to get away at center ice for the Kings, but they're turned back. Shot down the ice. This is going to be an icing. A little bit of choppy play here to start the third. 18-15 left in the third period. Face off coming to the right of Rylan Holder. Holder with a couple nice saves there in the second period to keep his team ahead. Dunn crosses the line, tries to stop. He's got Merritt all over him. Almost a big collision there at center ice. Kings try and get a hold of it. Huisman now. Little move at the line. And he gets bodied off by Arlo Merritt. It's dumped in deep by the Kings. Now they'll go to chase as Scott races in. But the Hawks will come out with it. Phillips now crosses the line. Into the middle to Como. Como's shot can't get through. Phillips on it again. So the Kings now try to break it out, but that'll be shot up into the netting for another stoppage with 17:10 left to play. Hawks with it in the zone. Clear to the line, but not out. In front, Landry almost got it up and over the shoulder of Holder, but it was shot wide. Out comes Melanson, across the red line. He'll just chip it in towards Oxner. He'll go to chase it himself. Comes up to Drysdale on the near wall. Keane with a good back check, but the Hawks will come back as McGregor dances across the line. McGregor, little toe drag. Still on it, McGregor steps out from the wall, can't get a shot on net. Bellamy for the Kings. Comes across the red line, dumps it in, but the Hawks will turn back. Comes back to Bellamy, chips it up to Keys. Keys across the line, drives wide, can't get around Casso. Casso and Sampson, body Keys off the puck. It's left there for Dunn. Bodies fly as Sampson dumps it in at the red line. Hawks just turn it back behind their net as they look to try and find the breakout. Sampson bodied off the puck there by Adams. Stepping up is Monroe. Sampson will try and rim it. Weisman stepped down but couldn't hold it. And now Phillips trying to get around Weisman. And Merritt with the shot that's kicked aside by Holder. Merritt now up to Phillips. Phillips across the line has Merritt going to the net. Can't get the pass across to Merritt. Going to be a penalty call here on the Hawks. Looks like it's going to be Ethan Phillips. Called for a slash behind the play. Say thought that the referee wasn't looking as the play moved up the ice, but the referee had him. Let's see what happens on the power play here. Drysdale back for the Hawks. Bellamy trying to dispossess him, and he will. Now they'll turn it back the other way. Forced to turn back behind his own net. Now with a head of steam, he'll move up ice. Into the Hawks zone. Puck bouncing on it a little bit, loses it. Keane with a nice little play to get around defender in the corner. Keane comes out with it. We're going to get a penalty here against the Hawks. They're going to say hit to the head. So that'll do it for the power play. As Andrew Secord's going to go off. 2 minutes for hitting to the head. McCluskey now behind his own net. Back come the Hawks. Johnson across the line trying to maintain possession. It'll be turned back by Tolliver. Tolliver couldn't get around McCluskey cleanly, but then cuts to the middle, and the Holder stops that shot. We got 12:46 left to play. 4-on-4 action here as the Kennebecasis Valley Kings lead the Halifax Hawks 2-0. Shot doesn't get through, and McCluskey will wheel behind his own net and look for some place to take it. He'll take it up ice himself. Gets to the blue line and stops. One linesman says no, the other linesman says yes. And the point is moot because the puck moves out anyway. Huisman now. Keys picks it up. Knocked down, gets it to Elliott. Elliott, not yet 13 years old. Phillips is out of the box. Power play now for the Hawks. They'll skate it in. Como picks it up behind the net. Puck doesn't get to the net. And now Bellamy will shoot it up. Here's Johnson. Johnson, one-on-one. Tried to cut to the middle, but lost the puck as the defender chipped it. Johnson with it again. Gets a backhander that goes way wide. Dalton Dunn battling over on the far wall against 3 Hawks. Gets a whistle, kills off some time. The faceoff will come outside the zone. As we have 11:18 left here in the third period. Shots are 16-13 for the Hawks, but the big number on the board is 2-0 for the Kings. Battle along the near wall. We're back to even strength. Here comes Andrew Secord. Tried to get around the defender, Abbott, but couldn't. Comes to Melanson at the line. He'll just put it far corner, get it deep. Where's Secord? Old battle there. Now Melanson just chips it up. Picked up by Lowen at the center. He'll skate it in and chip it into the corner and go off for a change. Back come the Kings. Dunn chips it behind the defender and he'll go to chase it. Had Keane in front of the net calling for it. Keane now behind the net. Looks to try and come out. Spins with a shot. And that's kicked aside by Oxner. McCluskey can't hold the line. Dunn just tries to chip it up off the glass. It's left there for McCluskey. Ooh, heavy collision there. Now Dunn picks it up and tries to skate out. He loses it. Now it's chipped high, and that'll hit that hits the beams across the top. So we get a stoppage in play with 9:36 left to play. And still a 2-0 lead for the Kennebecasis Valley Kings. Hawks get it in the zone. It's Phillips cutting to the middle. Sidesteps, partial check. Now the Kings will just dump it down. Not enough for icing, says the linesman. Secord in on the forecheck on Phillips. Phillips spins away from him, comes to Monroe with lots of time. Shot a little bit inside, can't get it, scramble in front of the net. Oxner down, and he'll smother the puck. 8:57 remaining in the third period. 2-goal lead still for the KV Kings. Drew Elliott out for the faceoff. Wins it back, but the Hawks have it. Coming down is Como. Como on the outside, gets a shot away, but he is taken down. Going to be a penalty here against the Kings for holding, as Como had half a step on the outside, got a shot away, but Bellamy took him down in the process, so he's going to be off for 2 minutes for holding. So a chance here for the Hawks with 8:45 remaining. Try and eat into this 2-goal lead. Time is ticking away for the Hawks. Still lots to play, but don't want to leave it to the last minute. 2-goal lead for the Kings. Power play, Lowen steps in, looking to the middle. Pass is up in the air, or else Merritt was all alone in front. Johnson, lots of speed. In across the line, chips it in. gives a little bit of chase and then backs off. Johnson out there killing with Dunn. The Hawks. Merritt skates it in. Loses it in his feet, and Huisman will try and dump it out, and it bounces through the legs of Lowen. And the Hawks will have to turn it back. Phillips tries a couple times, can't find a lane, so he just dumps it down. And that's going to be icing with 1:08 left in the Kings penalty. 1:08 left in the power play. For the Hawks, but they're going to have to start in their own zone. Shot there, and that's going to be held by Oxner. Couple seconds tick off. And they'll hold another face-off to the left of Oxner. Tolliver wins the draw. Barron bounces it all the way down. He's going to force Holder to play it. So now we get a face-off in the Kings zone. Some of the Kings players not liking little shot that a Hawks player took at Holder, trying to smother that puck. Nothing comes of anything though. Barron now here. First real possession time for the Hawks on this power play. Oh, pass to Barron, almost broken up by Secord. Down low, Phillips goes behind the net looking for someone in front. Had Drysdale. Couldn't get a shot away. Merritt now with it here on the near wall. Back to Barron. Barron tries to go low to Drysdale. McCluskey got a stick on that and made it difficult to handle. Drysdale again, battling with McCluskey. Phillips in to help out. McCluskey bodies Phillips. With 16 seconds left, we have a stoppage here as the net was knocked ajar again. 16 seconds left in the penalty to Bellamy. And the power play for the Halifax Hawks. Exactly 7 minutes left in the third period. Score still 2-0 for the KV Kings. Shot from Barron. Looking to go high glove off Holder and into the netting. Andrew Secord and Ryan Scott with the goals for the Kings. They've got them staked to a 2-goal lead. 6 seconds left in the penalty to the Kings. And that is now done. And Dunn takes it across the blue line and just puts it down onto Oxner. Even strength we are. As Bellamy's out there battling up high. Huisman holds it in at the line. He's battling against a couple Hawks. The puck comes behind him, and Tolliver now chips and chases. Tolliver in the corner, getting bodied there by Adams. Adams takes him to the wall and takes him down. Tolliver slow and getting up. And he's down. He's getting to his feet slowly here. Holding his left elbow. So he was taken into the boards heavily by Scott. Tournament of this nature, there's bumps and bruises on everybody. They're watching an ice bag get prepared for one of the Kings players as well. Bellamy knocks his man down behind the net. Drysdale now with it. Drysdale all the way around the net, tries to squeak it in short side, but Holder on the post gives him no opportunity. 5:46 left here in the third period. Hawks still down by 2 to the Kings of New Brunswick. Face off to the left of Holder. Comes to the front of the net. It's cleared away by the Kings as Dunn puts it across the blue line and in deep. Hawks wheel around the net and they'll just dump it down. This is going to be icing call on the Hawks. 4:28 left to play. 5:28, sorry. Some great action here for the 2016 East Coast Ice Jam. Great game here so far between the Halifax Hawks and the KV Kings. We'll have more action coming to you from Rink A here at the BMO Center. We'll have Cape Breton versus Northwestern New Brunswick following this matchup at 8:45. But back to the game at hand. Hawks trying to find their way back from a 2-0 lead. Kings are just going to shoot it down. This is going to be icing. And Keegan Gilbert shaken up a little bit. Little time getting up. Comes up to Keene. Keene across the line. Looks to make a little move there. It comes to Drew Elliott. Elliott with a shot, and that's blockered down by Oxner. Shot from the point by Monroe. That hits a leg. That hit Keene, and that stung. Hit him on the back of the legs where there's little protection. Keene comes down to him again. Bodies his man off the puck, looking for an opportunity. They move it up, the Hawks, as they try and get it out. Elliott bodies Lowen, but he gets it down in the zone. Bellamy tries to skate it out, but he's blocked there by Lewin. Fanned on the attempt, Andrew Secord picks it off in the neutral zone, leaves it there. Oh, tried to leave it for Johnson and just a little bit out of his reach. Secord back on the back check. It's going to be called for a penalty here. As Andrew Secord is going to be called for interference. So another power play with 3:48 left here in the third period. Getting down to crunch time here for the Hawks. And they're going to call a timeout to discuss it. Well, the Kings called the timeout. I think both teams actually tried to call a timeout at the same time. So trying to get their guys a little bit of a rest here. With 3:48 left to play here. 2-goal lead for the Kings. Kevin Mitchell drawing up some of the power play here for his Hawks team. Alex Carter mostly just giving his boys a rest. Some words of encouragement. Seems confident in what his team knows to do. Face-off won by the Hawks. Phillips fumbles it a little bit at the line. It's going to be offside. The puck was bobbled at the line, and then Merritt played it backwards, already being in the zone. Phillips takes it across the center line, dumps it in. It'll come around. And Bellamy backhands it towards the center. Now Johnson with it away. Johnson almost able to try and get a step on Sampson. Sampson, who just chips it up hard to Blendowski. And it's rimmed around, but held in momentarily by Sampson. Dunn now with a one-on-one. Johnson almost made it a two-on-one, but fell. Oxner gloves it, and he'll hold on. With 3:04 left to play, 1:16 in the power play for the Hawks. And a face-off deep in the Hawks zone as we get set for the final moments of this game. Face-off won by the Kings. Huisman just throws it down to Oxner, who he'll hold on for another face-off. Huisman and Monroe on the point for the penalty kill here for the Kings. Dunn and Keene, the forward pair. Huisman just chips it into the corner. Looking for McGregor. McGregor up all alone with a chance here. McGregor in. And he's stopped by Huisman, who they're going to call for the hold. Not sure about that. Huisman looked like he got back and made a good defensive play. Not according to the ref, though. A little bit too aggressive. So that'll make it a 5-on-3 for 57 seconds. Whether the penalty was there or not, a good time to take it, though. Breakaway for McGregor. Comes to Lowen at the line. Over to Barron. Barron looking in the middle to Drysdale, whose shot just goes wide. Lowen can't hold it in at the line. Hawks with it back in their own zone. Merritt picks it up at the blue line, and he'll wheel across the blue line into the Kings zone. Stops. Back to Barron. Over to Lowen. Lowen shot up into the chest. Holder didn't see it. And it's cleared away. Cleared away for a face-off. 25 seconds left in the two-man advantage for the Hawks. The crowd has grown here a little bit. Lowen looks to get it down to Merritt. Merritt into the middle looking for Drysdale. Can't get a stick on it. 15 seconds in the 5-on-3. Lowen at the point again. Down to Merritt. Into Drysdale in the middle. Again, can't get the shot away. Barron fakes one shot and couldn't. First penalty is just about done. There it is. That's over. Barron now with it. In the middle to Merritt. Merritt fumbled the first touch on the play and got the shot off, but a weak one, and Holder was there. If he's able to pull the trigger on that right away, he had an open net. But the pass was a little too hot to handle, and Holder got across in that moment of hesitation. So 1:42 is left now. 58 seconds remaining in the penalty to Huisman. Keene ties up off the draw, but it comes to Sampson. Sampson down low. One-timer fanned on there by McGregor. Sampson steps down to hold it in. Como battling now to Tolliver. Back to Sampson at the point as he's walked toward the middle. Over to McGregor. McGregor looks to the middle. To Como, tries the one-timer and it goes wide. McGregor trying to find that cross crease. Tolliver into the middle. Scramble in front. Bodies down. Kings get it, not out though. Sampson fires it towards the net. Off the leg and over. Como with another shot, and Holder is there. And we get a scrum in front of the net. Furious action in front of the Kings net as the Hawks try to find their way back into this game. Down 2 with 1:02 left here in the third period. 18 seconds remaining in the power play. Hawks are going to pull the goalie. They have the extra. A little bit of confusion. Sampson started to come to the base. Lowen tries to get it to the net, and that's steered away by a foot in front of the crease. We're under a minute left to play here. 3 seconds, 2, 1. We're at even strength. Well, 6-on-5 with the empty net. In front of the net, Phillips has a chance. Up high, and Holder again has the angle covered and slows it down. 26 shots for the Hawks, 19 for the Kings. 38 seconds left. 2-0 lead for the Kings as we get set for a face-off to the right of Holder in the Kings net. Face-off comes back to the Hawks. Point. Shot is on. Drops down for a moment. But Drysdale couldn't put it home as Holder made the save. It dropped down. It was loose for a moment before he managed to corral it. And Drysdale, well, the glorious chance, just couldn't get his stick on it. It's been that kind of evening for the Hawks when they've had the chances. Holder's been there, or something has prevented it. Secord gets it out and down into the Hawks zone. 25 seconds left to play. Hawks can't get it. Bellamy just spins back behind his own net. He's just going to dump it down. It's not going to get out, though. Second try by Secord will get it down into the Hawks zone. 10 seconds left to play. Sampson will cross the line. He's bodied by Dunn. Try to get it to the net. Shot there from Lewin. Last chance with 1.1 seconds. Body goes down. A little bit of word said. The referee's going to grab somebody here. It's 1.1 seconds left. More than anything, just probably want to diffuse any situation here. And it's going to be a cross-checking penalty with 1.1 seconds left to Dalton Dunn. Formality here. Referee asking if the coach wants to run the clock with 1.1. Scoreboard's reading 3-0, but that's an error. As the KV Kings wind up with a 2-0 victory over the Halifax Accel Hawks. Great game from both sides. 26, maybe 27. They shut the score clock off before I had a chance to see the finals. We'll stick with this until we get the player of the game announcements. Great action at both ends. Hawks with glorious opportunities, just couldn't make them count. Rylan Holder was there each and every time called upon. Picks up the shutout. Have to think Holder would probably be my pick for player of the game. I was going to say king of the game, but that would be accurate as well. Few options on the Hawks team as well, as they had good contributions from a number of players. Just unable to find a way to get behind. Liam Hawksner picks up the MVP award for the Hawks. Well deserved, he played strong. And Ryland Holder picks up, so the goaltenders steal the show here. 2-0 victory for the KV Kings. We'll be back in action with another 25 minutes for the Cape Breton. No, I can't remember the teams. We'll get it straight, sorry. We'll see you in a little while.